Today we're talking about the top 3 things you need to know about residential flood insurance. So if you're a homeowner, or if maybe you're a real estate agent or an insurance agent, stay tuned in this video because by the end of this video, you're gonna know the top 3 things you need to know about the National Flood Insurance Program, also known as federal flood insurance. Hello, my name is Chris Green, president and owner of the FloodInsuranceGuru. And more than 12 years ago, I bought a house in a flood zone and was told premiums were going to be $3,000 when they should have been $300. So for the last 12 years, I've been helping people overcome these same obstacles that I personally had to overcome. Today, we're talking about the top 3 things you need to know about federal flood insurance. Today, we're talking a little bit about coverage limits. We're talking about wait periods. And we're talking about deductibles here. These 3 things can play a major role in your pricing, in a claim, or anything like that. So let's talk about coverages and what you need to know about residential federal flood insurance. When it comes to coverages with the National Flood Insurance Program, also known as federal flood insurance or NFIP, residential coverages up to $250,000 on a building are available. This means anything past $250,000, there's not going to be coverage for unless you have another policy. This is where something like an excess policy, which is generally a private policy on top of your National Flood Insurance Program, comes into play. This kind of covers the gap there. Let's say the replacement cost of your property is $400,000, but you only have a $250,000 policy. Then you need an excess policy to cover the difference. So when it comes to coverages, you want to think about this because $250,000 in coverage is not going to go very far on a house, especially in 2023 and 2024. Now let's talk a little bit about personal contents coverage. You know, the National Flood Insurance Program or federal flood insurance covers up to $100,000 in contents here. They don't generally offer replacement costs on contents. That means if you've got a couch, if you've got a TV you bought 10 years ago, you're gonna get the money of what it would cost to replace it 10 years ago, not today. That could be a big sticker shock. Now, just like the building coverage, you can get excess coverage for contents as well. In fact, in many situations, you can also get replacement costs on contents with a private policy. Now let's talk about wait periods. Now, wait periods are very important. This is the time you're actually going to have to wait before your coverage kicks in. So if you're closing on a house and you're taking out a loan, there's not going to be a wait period at all. However, if you're just deciding to take out this flood insurance, protect yourself, or it's for a real estate transaction that doesn't involve a loan, there's going to be your standard 30-day wait period. What if you're being placed into a high-risk flood zone from a low-risk flood zone? Well, then you're going to have a 1-day wait period with their newly mapped rating program. So this is how some of the wait periods work. Now let's talk about deductibles because this is how people get in big trouble with flood insurance. You see, when we're talking about traditional home insurance, you might have a deductible, one deductible, but you may have a named storm deductible that's different. But generally, if you have a claim on the building, if you have a claim on contents, you're paying an all perils deductible. You have $1,000, $2,500, whatever it is. However, flood insurance, each coverage has its own deductible. This means that building coverage is going to have a deductible, contents coverage is going to have a deductible. It means if you select a $2,500 deductible, you might have a $5,000 deductible. So it's important to understand that because this money is generally being pulled out of the amount that's going to be sent to you in the claims. So these are really the top 3 things you need to know about federal flood insurance. So if you're ready to take the next steps to purchasing flood insurance, it's simple. Just click in the description below and start the process. It's 3 simple steps. Step 1, fill the form out on our website. Step 2, connect with one of our flood risk advisors. And step 3, pick the plan that best fits your needs. If you want to know the difference between the National Flood Insurance Program and the excess flood insurance, which is something we discussed in this video, you can click up here in the corner of this video to learn more on one of those info cards. My name is Chris Green, president and owner of the FloodInsuranceGuru. I want to say thank you for tuning in today on the top 3 things you need to know about federal flood insurance.